What's going on, guys? I thought as 2020 finally winds down to a close, we could take a moment to reflect on our own sanity and also what happened with Berserk and its franchise in this past year. It's actually kind of crazy just how much Berserk has changed this past year with all sorts of new information and reveals with such limited releases. But I'm also going to cover a couple of the big announcements that we got along the way too. I know 2020 has been a rough year for a lot of people, ever since our Lord and Savior Schnoz forgot to grab a tissue that one time that he sneezed out the coronavirus upon the earth. Things have really gone downhill. Let's hope next year is a little bit better, and maybe we will even get more Berserk madness given to us. So let's start off with the chapters themselves. This year we got 3 Berserk chapters released, and any other manga fandom minus Hunter x Hunter or Vagabond might consider that to be a letdown. The Berserk fandom, on the other hand, was eternally grateful for these 3 measly morsels of chapters that we received this year. It was one more chapter than we got in 2019, and if you consider Berserk to be monthly, quote-unquote, that's 1/4 of the year's worth of chapters. Okay, I might be stretching the positivity pretty thin here, but sometimes it's quality over quantity, and in just 3 chapters, Miura was able to give us a ton of development for the overall story. In chapter 360, Cherry Orchard, it dropped on April 24th of this year, and picked up with Casca recovering from her PTSD breakdown upon looking at Guts and receiving triggering thoughts and memories of the eclipse. Now, there's still some debate and confusion here, but Casca admits that when she sees something from her past, she's brought back to that time and that place. Which, to me, I take this as confirmation that she does remember the eclipse. Maybe she doesn't consciously remember the most intense moment between her and Femto, but if she remembers the eclipse even to the degree of her being taken by the apostles after Judo's death, then she is fully aware of Griffith's betrayal. Because there's still a lot of people that think that she still loves Griffith, and you could get into a lot of different layers of what that implies, but on a surface level, general sense, I'd say no. Next, we're shown development for Farnese as she displays her skills to the training magic users on the island, and most are astonished at her level of skill, hinting that since she has more experience, she has an edge over those who only have, let's call it, book smarts. Also, here's Serpico hiding behind a tree. Yeah, that's all we get of Serpico this year. But hey, it's one more panel than we get of Roderick. Where is Roderick anyway? He's probably on the island somewhere being a motherfucking boss. Love that guy. We're also introduced to the name of Demon to describe somebody that can, to a degree, interact with the living after their death, an ability that Shirkei's teacher Flora was able to tap into, so I'm sure this is going to come into play down the line. It just might mean that we're going to lose a character for it to happen, and probably between Shirkei and Farnese, the magic users. It's a tough call, as I'd hate to see either of them go, but it also could be a big misdirect as well. On July 22nd, we got chapter 361 called Gorge, and we get the official return of Captain Calcium himself, the Skull Knight. He comes to talk to Guts about what's next for his supposed journey, and when Gedfreen arrives, it appears that him and Skull Knight know each other, and Skull Knight even calls him the son of Vid. Vid, being only one letter away from the word Void, continued to push the speculation between Skull Knight and Void and their connection together, and that maybe Gedfreen was actually Void's son when he was a human. If Void was a mage and into magic, it would make sense that his son would follow suit and become this sort of elf island master. They just ended up on 2 very different ends of the spectrum. We also get a few great Morta images, along with this audio clip that continues to haunt me to this day on the Berserk Reddit Discord. Morta seems exceptionally skilled at riding, and I'd like to let her know that I also have a broomstick available for her anytime that she wants. You know what? I stand by what I said. What's up, Morta? Give me a call. Anyway, Morta and Shirkei follow Skull Knight and Guts to a darker area of Elfhelm that kind of implied to me that there are darker aspects even in a place of positive energy like Elfhelm, and the underlining meaning could be about understanding and assimilating this darkness or shadow, as it were, into just as much a part of your life as anything else. But there's a time and place for it. I say this because Skull Knight takes Guts to the forger of the Berserker armor, and the idea of applying and understanding your darkness might be the idea behind mastering the Berserker armor itself. Anyway, the guy's name is Hanar, and he's a dwarf, and he's a certified badass, activating the Berserker armor with a hammer and leaving us on a gigantic cliffhanger. Then on October 22nd, we got chapter 362, Phantasm, and this was the big one. So many reveals, yet so many questions. confirmation that Skull Knight wore the Berserker armor and died in it before Guts, and the armor itself has the memories embedded within. So instead of just doing a Skull Knight giving exposition or an extended flashback, we get a first-person view of what Skull Knight saw, assumingly right before he died, which led us to the image that shocked the entire fandom. Void standing with 4 other monstrous-looking creatures that could perhaps be a former iteration of the God Hand. And what could this mean? That the God Hand are killable, that they're replaceable, that the world already ended once 1,000 years ago, that the 5th God Hand then becomes the first of the next generation and restarts the cycle. Like I said, this is a gigantic reveal, and it still gives us so many more questions. Skull Knight also holds a woman in his arms tainted with the brand of sacrifice, along with a burning sacrifice symbol in the background. When Guts regains his awareness, Skull Knight mentions that this was the end of a foolish king, most likely referring to himself as the legendary King Geyserich. This was the shortest chapter of the 3 that we got this year, with little dialogue, and yet it gave us the most as far as hype and speculation go, and I can't imagine how Miura is going to plan to follow up this chapter. Now, outside of the chapters themselves, some other big things happened in the world of Berserk this year. The Berserk website was updated with a supposed huge announcement that was supposed to drop on October 9th. All we got was this backdrop and the subtitle that said, "A New Beginning." And people went wild, along with myself, as to what the announcement could possibly be alluding to. A New Beginning was just a genius title to get people talking. Would it mean a new beginning in the manga, like starting a new arc? A new beginning like a new anime starting from the beginning of the series? A new beginning like a special release of the first volume or something like that? Well, the announcement leaked a few days early, and it was none of the above. Instead, it was just letting us know that there was going to be a Berserk exhibition in Japan from January 30th to February 15th of next year. I guess New Beginning might have just meant the new year, who knows. But this is a chance to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the manga's beginnings, and we'll have a bunch of artwork from Miura on display. Miura himself says it'll be like creating a real Land of the Eclipse for everybody to enjoy.
Whoa, what?
Miura is also going to be giving a video message of some sort to a select number of people there, and supposedly no recordings of it are allowed. I'm sure it's perfectly safe, and nothing weird is going to happen. They also decided to crowdfund, and I'm not joking, crowdfund a life-size replica of motherfucking Zod. Of all things, yeah. But hey, it actually reached its goal, so someday, somewhere, standing in Japan, Zod is just going to be there chilling. Hopefully in an area we can go see. Maybe they could put him, the giant Gundam, and the Shin Godzilla head all in a battle royale with each other. That would be pretty sick. The last thing I want to mention here was this stupid piece of news that came out that was getting passed around that was obviously clickbait nonsense, but still had people buying into it. Basically what happened, and I don't know which website started it, but a bunch of articles started coming out about a Berserk Season 3. Season 3 meaning a continuation of the 2016 Berserk anime. You know, the one nobody liked and nobody wants a continuation of, with horrible CG animation and cut out gigantic parts of the story that were super important. Well, this article came out and was like, release date, plot, and more details, and then drabbles on for paragraph after paragraph, just talking about the general storyline of the manga, only to vaguely put in the middle of a paragraph somewhere that there's no real confirmation. They were like, maybe it'll premiere with the release of Volume 41, which isn't even announced to be released yet at all, and they were even claiming it would go back to 2D animation like the 1997 version. I just don't understand how they would run fan hope and speculation and frame it as a confirmed definite. They're basically just talking out of their asses here. Oh yeah, and because the final episode of Season 2 of the anime said, "The story continues," wait, really? There's more Berserk in the manga to cover? Shit, confirmed! Season 3 with new animation dropping alongside Volume 41! What the hell, man? The amount of people I saw sharing this on Twitter before fact-checking was absolutely astounding. And look, I've gotten many facts wrong before too, Lord knows it. But don't take an anime announcement at face value unless it comes from an actual official studio page or Twitter page. And that about covers it for the year of 2020. Of course, I wish there was more. I'm a greedy man, what can I say? But I think what we received this year was solid. Like I said, quality over quantity. I'm hearing rumors, yes, rumors, not confirmed, don't run with this, that there will be a chapter in January, but we'll see how that goes. That would be amazing to start off 2021 and to follow up the most recent chapter. It's going to be big. The exhibit is also in January, so we might get some really cool stuff coming out of there as well. Anyway, what did you guys think of what we got from Berserk this year? Was it enough to satisfy you? Were you disappointed? What was your favorite and least favorite parts? Let me know. Also, gotta shout out my Patreon supporter, Coolio Magnets, once more. He makes these awesome holographic magnets from Berserk and other anime series like Attack on Titan and Gantz and a bunch more. They look super awesome and would be a perfect stocking stuffer for you to get. Well, it might be a little late for that considering Christmas is in less than a week, but I guess there's always next year. Or maybe you get a nice little early Valentine's gift for your lover and show her just how much you care about her by putting it to her Berserker style. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, pick up one of these awesome magnets. They're really cool. It would be a great addition to your collection. Link to the website and the Instagram page are down below in the description, along with all of my social media links as well. So check those out and get yourself one of these really awesome magnets. If you have something of your own you want to promote and you sign up to the $10 tier of the Patreon, I'll promote something of yours in a video. So go ahead and consider it if that's your cup of tea, something you'd like to do. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful holiday. Thanks for supporting my channel. Thanks for joining me in this journey of talking about Berserk. It's my favorite series of all time, so I love sharing with you guys and talking about it. And I love how connective and supportive 99.9% of the fandom is. Like, you guys have been absolutely amazing and made this year for me, made 2020 for me, one of the best years as far as YouTube is concerned. I've had YouTube for a lot of years on various different channels, and I can say without a shadow of a doubt, 2020 was the best year by far. So I just want to throw out a shout out to all of you guys and just say an overwhelming thank you. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day and that the end of 2020 goes by very smoothly for you. Talk to you next time.